So as we basically saw what FEM software does, it will find the displacement values at these 4 nodes. Like these are 3 elements, so at 4 nodes it will find the values for displacement in the U versus X graph, and then what it will do is to find the in between values for the displacement along the length of the bar. It will just interpolate, right? So in the earlier video we saw that stress is du by dx. So for exact solution we saw the stress would somewhat vary linearly, but here we can see the problem in FEM. What FEM will do is it will find the values at the nodes and join the in between values by straight lines. So if we say that stress is du by dx, and then the stress will be the slope of this graph, if the FEM is joining the in between values with straight lines, then as we know that slope of a line will be constant, so there will be first slope, second slope and third slope. So basically there will be 3 stress values in the entire bar: the first stress value, second stress value and the third stress value. As du by dx will be constant along this line, the slope won't vary along the line, and hence the stress won't vary along the line. Hence for the stress versus along the length, stress versus length graph, x graph, for the bar of using FEM, what you will be finding is somewhat like that. The first slope is very high, hence the stress one will be high. Then there will be sudden change in the stress. Then this will be the second stress. Again there will be sudden drop in the stress. This is the third stress. So this concept is very important to understand, to later on understand why we don't use triangles. If we consider the exact solution, the slope will vary gradually, hence the stress will vary gradually. But for FEM, what it is doing is it's finding the values at nodes and interpolating the in between values by straight lines. Hence this slope is constant, this slope is constant, this slope is constant, and hence the stress, which is basically the Young's modulus into slope of the line, will be somewhat like this. There will be sudden change in the graph, while the actual stress plot would be somewhat like this. So what you can see here will be the error at each and every point. So if you consider an element, a single element, the in between stress values is interpolated. Basically what it does is, if u is the in between stress value, this is an element, and along the length x bar, if I want to find displacement u at any point, and the total length of the element is L, then I can find u by interpolating the two values u1 and u2. So basically 1 minus x bar into u1 plus x bar 1 minus x bar by L into u1 plus x bar by L into u2. This is the interpolation function using which I can find the displacement value in between point 1 and 2 at any in between any point at 1 and 2 at a distance x bar from u1. So basically x bar is the variable over here, because u1 and u2 will be constant for any displacement between the points u1 and 2. So if I substitute u1 as a0, some constant, and u2 minus u1 by L as a1, then I'll get such kind of a function. This is basically a function of a line, and this function is known as shape function. So this is the concept of shape function. So each and every element has a shape function, and the number of variables depend on its degree of freedom. Like this bar can only elongate in one direction, hence its degree of freedom is 1, and there's only one variable, that is x, as a function of displacement. Now as you can see here, this is the displacement at any point in between the element, right? This is the element, and at any point in between in the element, the value of displacement is given by this. So as we know, stress is the slope of displacement. If I differentiate this du by dx, I'll get constant. So basically stress, which is Young's modulus into du by dx, will be constant. So stress along this element is constant, but in actual case it may vary, but for element it may not vary. Hence like if inside a bar, if suppose we have another force over here, obviously the stress in this part, we have one force over here, another force over here. Obviously the stress in this part and stress in this part won't be the same. Hence we need to take two elements to define the mathematical model. If we take only just one element, the stress will be constant, and hence the effect of this force cannot be taken. So, but however, we tend to use 1D elements in FEM packages because in most cases the loading is and the stress values along the 1D element won't be complex. Like if I consider this bar and a force applied, there won't be such complex loading as we assumed earlier. There will be almost linear loading and a constant stress in this bar. Hence we can take 1D elements which are linear. Now we'll move on to 2D. Now extending the same concept in 2D, what we can see, I see here is I have made an area in an XY plane and divided this into triangle mesh. So this is a triangular element. Now for every node there are two kind of displacement possible. One is in X direction, one is in Y direction. Okay. So what you can understand here is the shape function, which earlier required only one variable, will require two variables in this problem. So now this is an XY plane and this is the stress value or displacement value U of each and every point, suppose. So we will get some kind of a surface. If you try to imagine in 3D, if this is the XY plane and I have divided this 1D 2D space into triangles above, and if I in Z direction, if I try to plot the displacements, there will be a surface, some kind of a surface. So basically for 2D element there are two displacements possible in X and Y direction. Hence its shape function or the interpolation function will be this. So basically the concept will be same. The FEM package will find the displacements in X and Y at these 3 points, 1, 2 and 3, and it will interpolate the in between values along this area. So the shape function would be like this: a0 plus a1x plus a2y. This is the linear shape function for a triangle. So what you can see here, this is basically the equation of a plane, z equal to ax plus by plus c. So as we know that to define a plane we need 3 points. We have those 3 points, u1, u2 and u3, the displacements, and we can define a plane.